Hi everybody, it's Adam. I'm back here with another video. We're going to go over the market and what we can possibly expect going forward. But first I'm going to bring over a tweet from ICT talking about how there is a lot of buy side up here that has not been swept. So as you can tell, price just keeps making these highs, trending its way down. But each of one of these lows, there's a lot of buy side, sell side being taken down towards these lows. Now we can possibly look up towards the buy side up within that area. So going forward, like what can we possibly expect? We're down below this low now. We just took out more sell side down below here. Now we have more buy side up within this area. I want to see if we can possibly get up there in this coming week. And I know Powell is speaking later in the week, so that could be a catalyst to then shoot price up if he says some good stuff about the economy. You know what I mean? So we'll keep our eyes on that area as well. Also looking over here at NASDAQ, we can see where we are at. Pretty nice areas on NASDAQ. We've just been trending up higher, higher, and higher all the way through this range. And then depends how much higher we want to get up into, because we do have some sell side down within here and down within here. I actually wanted to see these equal lows hit here today, but that actually did not happen. But getting into price action, what happened here today is that at market open there was just some chop, not really much I really wanted to get into this morning. We just traded down below, down into this area. I did expect a little bit lower pricing based on the midnight open and just the areas we had down within here. So when price didn't end up coming down within this area around 8 o'clock after the news, basically consolidated around the open, and then it started trading up higher within that range. So I'm actually going to bring over NASDAQ based on what I was looking within here, and we can really get a feel about what price was doing. Let me get these to all match just like that. Let's pull this up real quick. Come on. All right, so NASDAQ right here, we broke up at the open. So right at 9:30 we opened up, price expanded up into this range within here, and at the same time ES was just hanging out within this area and started to move up within here as well. So at the open we pulled back down into this range, and right here we made a higher low on ES. So if you look at the 935 candle, the 935 candle here, we made a lower low. This one made a higher low, and I was expecting higher prices here on NASDAQ based on these relative equal highs here, up here, and also with these highs up here with this purple line I have here, which price did end up reaching up into there. Broke up and it started to hesitate, pulled back down into this range here. You can even measure 50% of this 1 minute wick, where we came down, wicked it, and closed back up above it, and then continued trading up into this area within here. So that was the initial move there, and then after all this SMT, I was actually looking for shorts to happen after this high was taken one last time to then trade back down, but shorts just did not present. Honestly, had a break even today. Was not really like too fond of price action after the break even, so I was just done after that. So the break even occurred when price ended up trading down within here. So we traded down into this range within here, and then we wick up here, but on YM we actually did not wick up into that area. So I'm going to pull up YM here around the same exact time, and I'll show you why price did not wick up into that area. So I'm going to pull it up here, 9:30 right here. So notice how we wicked up into this area, giving an institutional order flow entry drill over here on the left at 10:12. And over here at 10:12 we did not wake up on in. So that was basically an indication that price wanted to work its way down lower. It came down lower, but then NASDAQ created the higher low down here, which gave it the bullish SMT to keep moving higher. And since we are already in a higher time frame consolidation, as you can tell, we got to be very nimble with what we take for trades and price action, because in consolidation, if you want to write this down, NWOG to NWOG, and you're looking at order blocks and rejection blocks for possible entries, and then just going back into equilibrium. So you can measure these ranges and then just look for equilibrium in the middle. So as you can tell, this range here, we're going to be looking for the middle of this range, and same with this one here, just the middle of the range. Like, you don't want to be too greedy in something like this. But then let's get back into price. What occurred after that? Down back to the 1 minute time frame. Bear with me here. We ended up trading up higher within here, traded down. So I was actually looking at this volume imbalance too to see if this volume imbalance did want to hold price. So it was right here, and then we started to break down lower within that range. And this blue box you see here is actually a 15-minute fair value gap. So I'm going to draw out the 15-minute fair value gap right within here. So this BISI from here, draw it out, and it's going to act as a form of support and resistance depending on what side we're on and where our draw of liquidity is and our market structure all around the time frame. So this blue box is going to be, oops. So yeah, this blue box is going to act as a form of support and resistance to get us to that area. So go down to the 1 minute time frame, and you can notice how price action starts to rip on up in this area, and it holds it as support. So it trades down below, it uses it as resistance. We never broke up above it. We don't really have much SMT with this on the other indices. And then once we break back up above it, we're looking at this fair value gap here to hold price to take us up into this gap and possibly up above this high within here, and possibly even up even higher back up above these relative equal highs. But like I said, equilibrium, all right? So if you measure the range that we're in from here to here, you measure this range, you go to 50%, notice the 50% right here. We're not trying to push this too much because of that. And we just create these relative equal highs right here exactly. All these equal highs for us to come hit later on during the lunch session over in there. Not something I really want to participate in. Like I said, it was just very much chop all through here. There's some scalps you can get into. We trade back down below this low, and then we shift up into that range. If we look at SMT divergence, we'll come over here. We come down into this range, move back up on in, come back up on in here, trade it down below within this range. Just consolidation. Like this, I have better things to do than just watch price do this, so I walked away. All right, there's not really much here. I wasn't trading the rest of the time, so I'm just going to walk away, work on my other business. Price ends up trading down below, has a very nice shift down lower, and now we have bullish SMT. So we're making a lower low here, we're making equal lows here, and then we start to shift up higher within this range here, consolidate, and then we start to move up higher again within this range. And also these 1 minute time frames, they have the bullish SMT. So this candle comes down on in, but this candle stays up within this area, within the 15-minute range. It breaks on up in, and then it comes down for one more retest. You can see this over here on NASDAQ, one more retest, and then it goes up to take out this high. Very seek and destroy kind of conditions today, where it takes out like this, comes down, back up. So it's just a bunch of liquidity, a lot of consolidation. Through lunch, just consolidates, trades back down on in here, comes back up, creates liquidity up above this high after trading down below, creates these relative equal lows here. So we already had two equal lows here, comes down, make these relative equal lows, and then YM actually, because from doing my review, YM created SMT divergence. Oh wait, this is YM right here. This wasn't NASDAQ. All right. Anyways, we do create the SMT divergence from here to here. So from here to here, make it a lower low. We shift up higher, back up. Notice this blue box are back up above the 15-minute gap again. We start to retest the gap here as we create another low down here, tapping into this breaker. So if we look at this breaker from here to here, we're tapping back in to this breaker right here. At the same time, we're creating a higher low here on ES using this order block from here to here. We draw out this order block right there, using that order block as a support to close back up on top of the order block. Notice that closure right there. You can even measure 50% of this order block itself. Boom. Look at the closure. So nice on price action. And now we're looking to target this inefficiency within here. Further up within the inefficiency, there's a volume imbalance sitting right within here, as I can mark up for another target as well. Boom, right there. And then we also have our main target here at the opening range, opening price to the point. So these will act as draws and liquidity as well. So that's the 9:30 open right there, the opening range, opening price. Trades back down into the range and just really just chops around. Doesn't really do too much within here. Trades down below and then does that. But on my other screen, I either have NASDAQ or Dow, and that just determines if I'm the SMT. I look at all three of them, but I've been having two on lately. It's just easier to see them. But you can have three charts up if you want, but I'm just sticking with the two right now. But then, yeah, you can just basically see the SMT divergence of what price is doing. Trades back down into this range here, equal lows. This takes the low here on the 1 minute, right after the close at 4 o'clock, and then trades back up into this range, up into this inefficiency, and closes right here within the inefficiency. And now we create the new day opening gap in this range. So now, going forward, like I said, we took out sell side a shit ton, and now we can possibly look for buy side to be taken possibly into London. It really depends what it wants to do. And then NASDAQ also has these relative equal lows down here. But until we really start breaking structure and breaking these lows, and if we consolidate in here, maybe take the high one more time and then break structure down on in, I'm not looking for these lows until then, because we have these higher time frame PD arrays. This gap, this blue box we have here from the weekly And also we have this order block within here, and then also the breakers within this area. Go to the weekly time frame, this opening gap here, not the opening gap, but the gap in price where there's no price traded at all. So it's going to act as a form of support and resistance. As you can tell, it's been hanging around this blue box the entire time, from here to here to here to here, from here. It's like rejecting that area just a lot. So keep your eyes on that. A lot of money sitting up above this high from a lot of people shorting the high. I wouldn't be surprised if we go get another drive up higher above those highs at some point. Create some type of manipulation within here and work our way back up in there. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Pretty solid day for your notes to take a screenshot of the 5-minute chart and realize this is not something you want to trade, really. Obviously not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. But I'll tell you what I did. Printed it out, put it in my notebook, 5-minute chart for this day, and says this is a high resistance liquidity run, not something you want to trade. Yes, there are scalps, but it's just not highly probable. There's not a lot of movement. But take it easy, guys. Love y'all. Peace out.